And welcome to the news at 10. You know, it wasn't that long ago when residents were chased out of their homes by the Four Corners fire west of Lake Cascade. That fire burned almost 14,000 acres, and that area might be covered in snow now, but it won't be long before another fire season is here. So tonight, the Forest Service held an open house for homeowners in that area to talk about ways to keep the community safe. And Abby Davis went to that meeting. And Abby, they're even getting some federal funding to help with this, aren't they?
That's exactly right, Brian. The Boise and Payette National Forest Services will get about $15 million this year to help mitigate fire risk throughout Idaho. Even though a lot of that responsibility falls on the backs of the Forest Service, homeowners play a big role too.
If this thing pokes over the ridge, let me know.
We were on ready, set, but we never made it to go.
Just a few months after the Four Corners fire, Cascade community members like John Holland are doing everything in their power to keep their homes safe.
From where we were living, we didn't see the lightning strike, but we saw the fire that started the next morning and then just watched it grow over the days.
The Four Corners fire burned nearly 14,000 acres west of Lake Cascade. But Cascade Ranger Dennis Benson says it could have been a lot worse.
We really ducked a bullet with the Four Corners fire. We didn't have any structures damaged or burned. There's been a lot of examples recently of communities that haven't been as fortunate.
On Wednesday, the Forest Service held an open house for people to learn more about wildfire prevention.
It's us monitoring the weather to make sure we have the right conditions when we come in to do this.
If they live in the forested land, what does it mean to treat their own property, to protect, to clean pine needles off their roof, to take away brush? We need the people of this community to engage in this process so that if we have a catastrophic fire, we don't lose homes.
The Forest Service also introduced the Southwest Idaho Landscape Project, which largely centers around wildfire prevention. This includes pre-treating land using prescribed fire and other methods.
We're going to be putting some fire on the ground, and you guys are going to start seeing some columns of smoke that's going to be controlled.
Fire prevention technician Kim Drake says prescribed fire helps reduce the intensity of future wildfires.
Prescribed fire is a planned event where the weather is good, we have containment lines, people in place, and the prescription is just right for the fire to do what we want it to do.
The federal government is funding the project. Benson says they'll get about $30 to $33 million over the next 3 to 5 years. But sharing is caring. Benson says they plan on partnering with various other agencies and local governments around the state.
We hope to work together and spend this money the best way that we can to give the communities the best bang for the buck.
This money will show that some fire is good at reducing fuels, and we just want to educate people that there is a good fire and bad fire.
Although it's the middle of winter, Holland says they're already preparing for this summer.
We've been doing a lot to get our property prepared, skirting the trees, getting rid of the underbrush. You can never make it fireproof, but make it more fire safe.
Prescribed fires around Cascade will start in the spring, so Benson says don't be too surprised if you live around the area or are traveling through the area and see some plumes of smoke.
We get a few phone calls here into the newsroom during those times to say, hey, do you know there's a fire? But yes, a lot of those are just prescribed burns to mitigate, hopefully, what happens in fire season in the summer. All right, thanks, Abby.